Hey, what is up, everybody? This is the Great Puckatini, and what I got for today is we're going to break down this young man right here, Miikka Muurinen. Now, Miikka is from Finland. You see on his jersey there, and I believe this young man here, after watching a lot of videos last night, I believe he's at the top of Coach Cal's list, and he is super talented. Let me tell you, he's another five-star. Boy, he looked great with the other 3 5 stars we have. He fits Arkansas system perfectly. Man, I think, and Arkansas is on his list too. He said we're in the top two. And just real quick, here's a story on him. Supposedly, what I was hearing last night is that NBA is where he wants to go. He wants to be in the draft. If the NBA allows him to be in the draft, he's going to go to the NBA, going to try to get drafted. But they're not letting him right now, I think, because maybe he's too young. But he's trying to petition them to get into the draft. But if he's not able to get into the draft, it's down to Arkansas and North Carolina are his top two, and that is it. They've said that's the only two he would think about going to, and so super talented guy. The only bad thing with that is it's going to be like 5 months before you find out whether they'll let him in the draft or not. He's supposed to go into the combine and take part in all that. But then he can pull out, of course, or if the NBA does not allow him. But I think this is why Coach Cal, a lot of people have been on him about not being in Fayetteville and taking visitors and this and that. But I think Coach Cal's been out there. He's been, for one thing, with Darius Acuff and all his awards, but also he's had Abdou Toure, Jordan Smith out there. He's been watching them, but also I think he's after Miikka Muurinen and another guy, Osarui, the guy from Canada. I think those are his top two that he's really after right now. And, so Miikka Muurinen here. Is he our next Arkansas star, one of our stars that we're going to get, or is he going to the NBA? I don't know. But anyway, man, this would be a huge get if we get him. So let's check him out. So here's his breakdown. He's a 6'10" forward. He's from Finland. We know how these European players did this past season. Man, watching the NCAA tournament, a bunch of European players are really developing well. They're good athletes, play good basketball. United States better wake up or we're going to turn it to the Euro League. But, man, these guys can play. They're big. He has elite NBA upside prospect. He is, NBA is very interested in him. And like I said earlier, it's down between, he wants to go the NBA draft. If he does not get in that, it's Arkansas or North Carolina. Bad thing is, like I said earlier, it could take up to 5 months to find out. So Coach Cal's in a tough spot there. He has to save some money for Miikka if he does come. He just can't wait for 5 months. So he's in a tough spot there. But Coach Cal, trust me, he knows how to get it done. And when I think of Miikka, to kind of give you an idea, which I'm going to show you some film at the end, is that he's like a more fluid or athletic Trayvon Brazile, is what I see. He's more athletic, more fluid. I think he's a better athlete than Brazile, if you can believe that. Brazile's a heck of an athlete, but Miikka is too. All right, now, his measurables, like I say, 6'10". His weight, people say from 185 to 200 pounds. His position, I think, he'll be like a 3, a forward, or a stretch 4. He's not a power forward that's going to post up and play inside. He's more of a perimeter player. So he gives the other teams just matchup nightmares. He really, if you try to cover him with a big power forward or a center, he's going to pull you out and away from the basket, open up that lane for Jordan Smith and Toure and Andrews. And, boy, he'd be a great guy to spread the floor if we can get him. He is in the 2026 class, and he's got a 5-star, 98 rating, so he's rated very highly. Now, this past summer, he was in that Euro Basketball League. This was a stats in it. Now, these were older players he's playing with. I think he's only 17, maybe 18, so he's a young guy. He averaged 7 points per game, 2 rebounds per game. He shot 50% from the field, 33% from 3, 75% from the free throw line. Also averaged about a block and a steal a game. So, man, he is a stat sheet sufferer. You'll see there, he was the youngest player in the tournament, and he did get the Rising Star Award winner. He won that award, and so that shows, a lot of people, the NBA scouts, question his maturity. And but to me, winning that award and seeing how he played well, that shows that he's grown. He's showing some maturity and consistency, and he's getting better at those two things. That's really the only question marks they have on him. He has to develop more, but it's his maturity supposedly. And he led Finland, to a fourth place finish. He helped them to a fourth place finish, and that was the highest they've ever done before. That's the best finish they've ever had. So really good. That's really good news there. His strengths, when I watch him on film, he has elite athleticism for his size at 6'10". I mean, he is athletic. He has fluid movement like a guard. I mean, he moves like a guard. He's a transition threat, and I guarantee you he'll be faster than the other team's four. The power forward, if they try to cover him with try to cover Miikka with a big guy, he can outrun him. He has shot creation flashes. Right now, his offensive game is really catch, shoot the three, or throwing the alley oop, or drive the basket, get a dunk in transition. So definitely his game could get even better. But he's going to make for great spacing. Like I said earlier, he's a 33% three-point shooter. That was in the EuroBasketball League, He has a pretty three-point shot. So he'll pull those bigger players out to guard him. They'll have to get out there and guard him. He's a good enough shooter where you have to get out there, and that will open up the floor. He has high upside NBA tools. I mean, he does. He's got tools good enough to play in the NBA. But going to Arkansas and playing under Coach Cal would be the best thing for him. I'll talk about that later. On defense, what I see, he'll jump the passing lanes. He's quick. He can jump those passing lanes. Then he can get out in the break, and he'll take it all the way and dunk it. Also, he's a very good backside shot blocker. If somebody's posting up or they're driving the basket, he can come off his man and is a great shot blocker that way. Like I said, he averaged about a block a game this past summer in that Euro League the FIBA that he was in. So he plays good defense too. So anyway, I see a lot of strengths for him. He's a really good player. Weaknesses, he's very thin frame, so you don't want him in there trying to, one thing that could hurt him at times is trying to defensive rebound, and some of these big, strong guys throwing him out of bounds or pushing him under the basket. So you would like to see him gain some weight, get up in that 200-pound range. He does have raw skill development right now. He needs to develop a little bit more. Right now he'll basically shoot a three or dunk it. He needs to develop kind of that mid-range game, and he probably has it. I just haven't seen it. And maybe some moves around the basket, a good jump hook, just some different moves around the basket. Arkansas, the assistant coach they have that works with the post man, they'll definitely work on that. He'll get better at that. That's why I say he needs to go to college for at least a year, get better. Then he'll really make a jump in the NBA. He has some consistency concerns, but I would think the way he played well this past summer would answer some of that. I think that's what Coach Cal sees. Some motor questions. They say at times he don't play hard. He'll take plays off. Hopefully he proved that to be wrong this past summer. Maturity concerns, can he take hard coaching? He's a young kid, but if anybody can handle that, it's Coach Cal. Coach Cal, I promise you, has dealt with all kinds of attitudes and players, and he knows how to deal with it. He can handle it, I promise you. And like I said, earlier, his recent FIBA play shows that he's improving on his weaknesses. So, so really excited about that it looks like he's getting better at those things. Now, his prototype comparison is hard to compare him. First I put him as a power forward, but he's not going to be a four, where he's posting up. You don't really want him playing those big guys because they'll push him around some. So that NBA power forward is around a 6'8", 6'10", 220, 240. Miikka's got the size, but at 185, he's quite a bit underweight there. So you really don't want him against those guys. So to me, he's more of a wing, small forward look. And for the prototype size of the NBA, for a three is like 6'6", 6'8", which he's got that, 210 to 230. So he's better at that, size. And so, he needs to get up to 200 pounds. And then once he gets that, get up to 210, 220, keep gaining weight. As he gets to the NBA, he'll do that. but definitely could gain some weight. Get up that 200-pound range would really help him, and would help him in Arkansas too. So, very good. His size is wonderful. His height, excuse me. Like I said, the intel rumors that I was hearing last night is that he's, testing the NBA waters. Not really only testing him, but if they let him join the draft, he's going to get the draft, is what McPherson was reporting last night. He is expected to take part in the NBA Combine. If the NBA does not let him get the draft, it's Arkansas and North Carolina. And supposedly that's the only two places he's thinking about. And then he said, scouts question his maturity. So, it would be great for him to go to Arkansas and learn under Coach Cal. Coach Cal is very structured with them, and he'll learn how to take some hard coaching in that structured atmosphere. If he just goes straight to the NBA, he could just bust, has a lot of free time. They're not watching him like Coach Cal would be doing in Arkansas. He needs some of that structure and learn how to play. Learn about the time commitment stuff would really help him. And they wonder about his fit with tough coaching, and Coach Cal would definitely provide tough coaching, and that's what he needs. He needs somebody pushing him, making him better. So to me, it makes total sense to go to Arkansas for Miikka. How does he fit in Arkansas? We run that NBA style system. Coach Cal does. That will give him high exposure. These scouts will see him play against top competition, play against in that physical SEC conference that we play in, and also it'll give him time to develop. His draft position will only get better if he proves he can play a full season with a great demanding coach like Coach Cal. He could go from like a into the first round, second round draft pick to a lottery pick if he goes to Arkansas and plays really well with these other great players. It's kind of like a quarterback in the NFL. If you get stuck on one of these bad teams, you're going to have a hard time making it. But if you go a team that has a good, strong coach, good defense running game, you got some good receivers, you're going to look a whole lot better. You're going to be successful. And that's the way Miikka would be. If he goes to Arkansas, they're going to be successful. They're going to have a good team. We have a good coach, a lot of talent already, and he'll fit right in with them. And that would be his best bet for sure, is to come to Arkansas. Now, final take here before I show you some video is that he's just an elite upside prospect. He appears to be one of the top prospects on Coach Cal's board on his wish list. Fits Coach Cal's style perfectly. Now, there is some questions. His development and maturity is key. He does need to get better. Maturity is keep improving. But there is boom potential there for sure. This guy is ultra talented. And boy, he would fit in well. Imagine if we had Jordan Smith, Abdou Toure, J.J. Andrews, and then Miikka Muurinen at the 4, and then maybe Malik Ewing at the 5. Man, that would be one heck of a roster right there, starting 5. Holy moly, that'd be really good. You got guys. I'm looking at you're averaging 90 points again, and a better defensive team than you had last year. So. Really excited here that Coach Cal's after him, boy. But the bad thing is, like I say again, it could take up to 5 months before we figure out what he's going to do. And this is just an NBA draft projection I put in there late. He's projected to be a late first, early second round, high upside developmental prospect. His elite size plus his mobility. He can really runs like a deer, draws NBA interest. He needs strength and maturity development, which Coach Cal would be great for that. His best case is to go to Arkansas for a year, and then the next year he could be possibly in the lottery, or maybe spend 2 years in Arkansas. He'll get paid well at Arkansas, and then go to NBA in a year or two and get a really big bag. But his risk, if he jumps right to the NBA, it's a boom or bust. If he goes to a team that's not going to develop him, work with him a whole lot, he's going to bust probably. But if he goes to Arkansas, spends a year, 2 years would be great, then go to the NBA, boom, he can really boom, be a great player. So I hope he chooses to come to Arkansas. Now, let's check out a little video here. I should have it right here. And I want to give a hat tip here to Dimchi Hoops. These guys, great video here, and I appreciate them putting it on there. I liked it, and then I subscribed to their channel, so I appreciate them doing this. And let's try to check it out here, see what we got. I'm just going to kind of let it play. It's about 3 minutes long. I'll talk over it. And so let's check him out. Here, that's him right there. He calls himself Slim Jesus sometimes. I don't know if I like that a whole lot. That's okay. And you see he's a heck of a player here. There he is in transition. You know, you see there, look at him, man. He is an athletic freak right here. Look at that. 6'10", long, really athletic. Here he's jumping the passing lane. Look at him here. The thing is, he can finish. Look at that. There's nobody going to be able to stop that right there. Kaboom. I mean, big-time athletic player. Like I say, this is not a post-up forward. This is a guy that can play out on the perimeter. Here he is. You see him getting out on the break, catching it. Look at him finishing. Boom. Look at that. Wow. Well, I could see him do that with Arkansas, boy, and with the players we're going to have. And, boy, he looked good. There's that backside shot blocker right here. Boom. Look at him. Offensive rebound dunk. Does that really well. Here he is running the floor down the bottom. Alley-oop. Boom. Look at him. Catch it and dunk it backwards. Look at that. Boom. Here he's in the corner. Going to shoot the three up top. Catch. Shoot. You see, pretty shot. Look at that, man. That's look like Trayvon Brazile right there. To me, he's a more athletic Trayvon Brazile. There he is shooting the three. But then he follows his shot, gets the rebound, and then dunks it. That shows maturity right there, that he followed the shot, stayed with it. He didn't just take off down the floor. Really good there. I really like seeing that. You see how he stretches the floor? Here he is. Good cut right there. He's going to pull those big men out, and that's going to open lanes for your guards to drive the basket, you know. Here he is. Gets a good little push there. Offensive rebound dunk. So watch him. He pushes right there. So good little sneaky push. Catch and shoot three. So that big man has to come out and cover him. They have to. And look at that lane be wide open. That was Jokey right there covering him, okay? Nikola Jokey, that's one of the best players in the NBA. There's a good move right there. Watch that. Boom. Great athleticism right there. But this is who he's playing against. He's playing against NBA players, okay? He wasn't playing against just Joe Schmo High School. Good cut to the basket right there. See how that guy has to come out and cover him, and then he cuts to the basket. Great athleticism. Here he is shooting off the dribble. Good shot there. Look at him here handling that ball like that. Looks like a guard. He's 6'10". Look at him. Good shot right there, man. Just a heck of a player. Good catch and shoot play right there. Really good, man. Boom. Another three. They'll kick it out to him. I mean, he, like I said, he reminds me of Trayvon Brazile quite a lot. But he's a little more athletic, I believe. More fluid. Good play right there around the basket. Offensive rebound. Great play right there. All right, man. There you go. So really like Miikka a lot. Now I think he's a big-time player. Now my thing went away. Where did it go to? I just had it. I saw it on there. That's weird how it does that. But anyway, I hope you guys like this video. You know, just looking at Miikka, I think he's definitely at the top of Coach Cal's list. He's out there wherever they are, lost somewhere out in California, Arizona, wherever they are, having that Nike Hoop Summit. I think he's out there trying to get Miikka and trying to maybe kick some other ones too. Also, Rui guy out there from Canada. And, you know, a lot of people have been on Cal. He should be in Fayetteville taking visits. No, he should be out there trying to get this guy here. Miikka is a heck of a player. I think he's probably number 1 or 2 on our list right now. And, boy, think of how good he would be on our team. I think we'd have 4 or 5-star players. Boy, I mean, he'd be a heck of a get. And I hope he chooses Arkansas. I really, truly think that'd be his best place. If I was his camp and I told him where to go, I'd say, man, you go to Arkansas for 1 to 2 years, then you'll get the big bag in the NBA. You know, go prove that you can put in a full season or 2 in one of the best conferences in basketball, and then go to the NBA, and then you'll get the big bag. You know, if he runs the NBA right now, it's boom or bust. He can do good or he can just not do, you know. So they're not going to keep up with him as much. Coach Cal's structured. He's tough, and that's what Miikka needs. But anyway, man, I hope Arkansas gets him. Super excited about this guy. But it'll be a while. It'll take a while. Like I say, Coach Cal's got to play I don't know how he's going to do it. He's got you can't just wait for 5 months and miss out on a lot of guys too now. But you also got to save some room for him, save some money. But anyway, that Coach Cal might be out there talking to him, telling him, man, I got to know before or something. You never know what's going on behind the scenes. So, and you can never put all your eggs in one basket. Coach Cal knows that. He has it. He knows how to do it. But anyway, that's all I got, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button and then subscribe to my channel. And then leave me a message. Boy, I'd love to hear from you. If you have any intel on it today or any intel for Arkansas at all, leave it on my video here. I don't have a lot of intel. I don't have a lot of sources. I watch O. McPherson. He's pretty good. But anyway, so if you got anything, leave it. I'd love to hear it. And don't be a stranger. Come back, watch some more stuff. Leave me some comments. And anyway, that's all I got. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for spending time with me. Have a great day today or a great evening, whenever you're watching this. And as always, go Hogs.